Please welcome President and CEO of Globe Union, Michael Werner. Michael.
Oh, hello, everyone. Sorry, Bill, I was multitasking. Thought I had a few more minutes before I started. My wife, Laura, who's here with me today, and I are shopping for a new car, and she asked me to check out the manufacturer's website, a Facebook page, a couple blogs, reviews, the usual. So I'm just finishing up. I just had a quick video I thought you might want to watch as we get started.
I'm too old, too tired, and too hungry to go chasing some hot rod.
Thank you so much.
And I'm definitely too thirsty.
Look out!
Whoa! You got lucky. They don't chase you after a mile, they don't chase you. It's 2 miles. Hang on.
Look, I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for conversation, but maybe you can just shut up for a minute.
I get nothing. He's got a scan block.
He's a car thief. Blast him.
Well, what you did to piss these guys off? But they are really pissed off. Hold on!
Looks like even in the future, a New York taxi ride will be an adventure. This is also a great metaphor for our future journey into technology. One part familiar, one part new, and one part a very exciting and wild ride. I'm delighted and honored to speak to you today about the state of our industry and how technology and the internet are likely to impact us all in the future. The recent state of our industry has been terrible. No amount of sugarcoating will make it better. As we're all too aware, the housing market's not been in a recession, but in a full-throttle depression. And it's been incredibly painful for all of us, our industry, and our country. But there is hope, real hope. The markets have recently stabilized and are slowly improving. And as I'll discuss shortly, our future is starting to look very, very bright. In fact, I project that your 2015 speaker here in Chicago or wherever our conference is will stand up here and say the words, "The state of our industry is excellent." I want to start now by telling you about the 2 hats I'm wearing today. I got one a few years ago after sharing some ideas with Susie Williford, then NKBA's president. Susie politely listened to me, smiled, and said, "Michael, we've always wanted closer collaboration between the NKBA and manufacturers. Will you join our board?" Now, if you know Susie, and I think many of you in this room do, you know that I couldn't say no to her. Besides, I was thrilled and honored that she asked. For my second hat, I'm also the president and CEO of Globe Union Group, the company I joined after selling my family business, Werner Ladder. The vision I shared with the founder of Globe Union was simple. We dreamed of building the company into a leading participant in the global kitchen and bath industry. And we wanted to do this by combining the best elements of a family business, like our commitment to our associates, many of whom have honored me by showing up here today, with the best attributes of a public company. Our Globe Union culture is simple. We're a team of people hungry to learn. We have a relentless drive for excellence and a core value that's so fundamental, it's almost corny. We believe that while, of course, it's necessary to make money, it's not sufficient. We want to be a positive force in our industry and our communities. From humble beginnings as a trading company, Globe Union has grown to become one of the world's largest manufacturers and distributors of plumbing products. Our faucets, toilets, cabinets, and other kitchen and bath products are marketed through over a dozen company brands, including Gerber and Dan's, and scores of private label brands around the globe. As a global business with a worldwide reach, we're able to leverage the expertise of our 9,000 associates to bring in the latest styles and technologically advanced products. We've invested hundreds of millions to vertically integrate, ensuring quality and competitive cost. We are a manufacturer who manufactures for others. From raw materials to finished goods, we control the process every step of the way. And with a culture of innovation, we introduce on average 3 new products every day. We have the strength of a large company and the nimbleness and humility of a family business. Now here's a quick rundown of what I'll be covering today. Because we can only scratch the surface in an hour, our goal is to whet your appetite and hope that you want to learn more. There are 3 parts. The first one looks at the industry as we now know it, where we were and are today, and where we're heading near term. This section is represented by the icon C. The second part briefly explores new technologies that are creating exciting opportunities for our kitchen and bath industry. And because these opportunities will literally transform the marketplace, we call this section Change. Lastly, we'll look at how we can all benefit by leveraging the internet to not only connect the industry, but also to literally create a new business model. This relationship building section is appropriately labeled Connect. To avoid any anxiety as I begin to speak about technology, allow me to share now my bottom line. We believe that our industry is on the cusp of a very exciting transformation. And if we all combine the potential of technology and the internet with our professional capabilities and expertise, our best days surely lie ahead. When we look back on the last several years, I'm reminded by the line by Charles Dickens, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." We went from over 2 million housing starts and record remodeling expenditures to a mortgage crisis in a kitchen and bath industry that contracted by nearly 40%. Dan's, our company, also had a seat on this crazy roller coaster. In fact, our Dan's experience is representative of the overall kitchen and bath market. So to add a little color to the story of our industry, I wanted to give you an insider's glimpse of how Dan's survived this wild ride. 10 years ago, the market was hungry for a company that combined fresh styles, finely crafted products, and affordable price points. We built that company and called it Dan's. From the beginning, Dan's was very different. We were playful and progressive, and for many years we saw tremendous growth. But like everyone else, Dan's was impacted by the housing crash. Instead of panicking, though, we did what any strong organization would do. We analyzed our business from top to bottom, we identified weaknesses and opportunities, and we made significant changes. During this time, inspired by a revolutionary book, Dan's began an extraordinary journey that revolved around a basic idea. It's not what you do, it's why you do it.
Summer of 1963, 250,000 people showed up on the Mall in Washington to hear Dr. King speak. They sent out no invitations, and there was no website to check the date. How do you do that? Well, Dr. King wasn't the only man in America who was a great orator. He wasn't the only man in America who suffered in a pre-civil rights America. In fact, some of his ideas were bad. But he had a gift. He didn't go around telling people what needed to change in America. He went around and told people what he believed. I believe, I believe, I believe, he told people. And people who believed what he believed took his cause and they made it their own, and they helped people. And some of those people created structures to get the word out to even more people. And lo and behold, 250,000 people showed up on the right day, on the right time to hear him speak. How many of them showed up for him? 0. They showed up for themselves. It's what they believed about America that got them to travel on a bus for 8 hours to stand in the sun in Washington in the middle of August. It's what they believed, and it wasn't about black versus white. 25% of the audience was white. It just so happens that the civil rights movement was the perfect thing to help him bring his cause to life. We followed not for him, but for ourselves. But those who lead inspire us. Whether they're individuals or organizations, we follow those who lead not because we have to, but because we want to. We follow those who lead, not for them, but for ourselves.
We think this is a really powerful concept, and it got us thinking about 3 critical questions that we encourage each of you to ask about your own businesses. First, why do we exist? Second, what do we really believe? And third, how do we bring those beliefs to life? Unusual questions for a simple plumbing manufacturer to be asking? We didn't think so, especially not after listening to what consumers have said about Dan's over the years. We reflected on how day in and day out, Dan's products impact the lives of families and individuals on an emotional level. And this ended up reaffirming that the 3 questions we were asking were exactly the right ones. And so where did our journey of introspection lead us? To a clear articulation of the customer commitment that we think makes Dan special. Delight people every day with refreshing experiences and well-designed products. And this commitment led Dan to the creation of a simple yet powerful belief system. We believe everything we do helps people feel better about their homes, their lives, and themselves. Now, something tells me that we're not the only ones in this room who feels that way about what they do. In fact, just as the housing crisis challenged Dan's to refine our commercial model and brand position, your choosing to be here today also shows that you're rethinking your business to fit our changing times. And I think that's just smart business. I also think that we've had enough for the past 5 years, so let's do a quick review of where we are today, and importantly, where we're heading. While it's still premature to uncork the champagne, most experts agree that we've had enough positive news to start chilling a few bottles. And after several years of inching along the bottom, housing permits and starts are on the rise. And I think that's some great news worth applauding, so I think we should all celebrate that we're moving forward. According to Hanley Wood, 2012 housing starts should grow by double digits, albeit from historically low levels. Although I think most would agree that the party, as good as it was, wasn't worth the hangover. So let's be sure that we approach the future differently than we approach the past. Housing experts, such as Ivy Zelman, are also projecting that by 2015, residential housing starts will recover, thankfully, to 2007 levels. With so few starts, new home inventories will continue to be at record lows. This will further augment the resale market, especially as foreclosed homes continue to be absorbed over the next few years. So what's fueling the engine of housing? There are a number of factors. First, employment. It's finally moving in the right direction. Our economy's gained more than 4 million jobs since 2009, and employment rates are falling. And while banks aren't exactly loose with credit, loans are getting more plentiful for credit-worthy borrowers, and thankfully, rates will remain near historic lows. These first 2 factors, combined with a gradual rebalancing of supply and demand, will also help to stabilize home prices this year and result in modest appreciation in the future. But wait, there's more. It's still getting better. Consumer confidence has also been steadily growing as the housing, labor, and financial markets have each improved. No wonder, with improving fundamentals and increased affordability, most Americans now feel that this is a good time to buy a house. By show of hands, how many people in the audience have recently thought about buying a house? Are we starting to feel better about buying houses ourselves? Hold them up high, it's hard to see out here. Good, we got a good handful. Demographics also speak to a robust future housing market. In fact, while economics may temporarily hinder home sales, immigration and life cycle events like marriage and childbirth ultimately drive housing formation. The NAHB estimates that there are more than 2 million homes of pent-up demand, people not yet ready to go out and buy. 2 million. That's almost the number of homes in the Chicago area. And the prestigious Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies projects that new household formations will average 1.2 million annually over the next decade. There's clearly growth ahead. An increase in home resales, especially those terribly abused foreclosures, will also contribute to recovery and remodeling, as many homeowners undertake projects within the first 2 years of buying an existing home. And although the $300 billion remodeling market fell 25% during the housing crash, it's rebounding, and it's projected to grow at a 3 to 5% compound rate for several years. As consumers stay in their residences longer, especially the 60% of baby boomers who plan to age in place, they're eager to improve their homes. And thank God for those baby boomers. What's more, kitchen and bath remodels consistently top the list of most desired projects, with nearly $40 billion spent annually. Remodeling activity will also be driven by the increasing age of the U.S. housing stock, which at a median of 37 years is now the oldest in history. And you'll love this next number. Nearly 80% of homes are at peak remodeling age. Think about that, 80%. For those of us in the kitchen and bath industry, these factors of new houses and 80% of homes being ready to be remodeled means that our future will be bright. But as most homeowners discover, remodeling is never easy.
Anna and Walter are young, single, and in love. They've got good jobs, fabulous futures, a magnificent new home that they bought for a song. Who says they can't have it all?
It's gonna be fun fixing it up. You'll see. Look, this is an old house. It's gonna need some work. $5,000? That's just a deposit.
A little work.
When do you think you can start?
Just as soon as your check clears.
A little care.
Do you really buy this house?
Yes, it is.
A little imagination, and it's gonna be great.
Oh, no, Mr. You're out! Hey, Mr. Fielding, don't move your butt and sing. Okay, guys, let's do it.
Sound familiar? I know it reminds my wife and I of a money pit that we once owned. Now, from our remodeling and housing surveys, we've concluded that the future of our industry holds a great deal of opportunity. It's just going to be different than in the past. So we've got to be prepared. And now you're probably wondering, how different is it going to be, and how do we prepare? Well, let us share some thoughts on how we can do that. First, as times change, so do consumer preferences. People now want products that are not only cool and beautiful, they want them to be ecologically friendly as well. And people are now busier than ever, so they want smart appliances that save them time and effort, kind of like me multitasking before I came up here. And they want more value in the things they buy, although everybody has their own opinion of what makes a good value. Remember how popular McMansions used to be? While homeowners have become more fiscally conservative and less interested in owning those gigantic homes, they're now demanding even smarter functionality. We can help them with that, right? Right? I think so. People are looking for fun over formality, with living spaces serving a multitude of needs. As new ethnic and demographic groups enter the market, their tastes are likely to be different than those of the traditional baby boomer families that led the market for decades. Today, 30% of households are multi-generational. I'm sure there's many of us in this room who have their parents or children living with them. And among immigrant families, that number is even higher. As kitchen and bath experts, we must be responsive to these changing needs. And maybe we can find some hints of how the market might change and how the future might be by taking a look at how Microsoft sees a kitchen of the future. As form follows function, lifestyle will follow technology. If a new technology makes life easier, more productive, and more fun, people are going to embrace it, and eventually they'll depend upon it. The impact of technology on business, though, is even greater. And that's why we predict that one day soon, very soon, technology will radically change how your showroom and design studios look and operate. The winning showrooms and designers of the future will be those who learn how to successfully integrate technology into their daily business. As this glimpse of shopping in the future suggests, it's going to be an enhanced experience for the consumer and lots of fun for everybody. Imagine now, just for a minute, what your showroom might look like in the year 2017. Sounds far away? It's only 5 years. Will it still have slat walls filled with product? Bookcases stuffed with catalogs and the usual floor displays? Or will the displays be changing along with how you run your business? One thing's for sure, future showrooms will be infinitely larger. That's because the showroom experience will start with consumers visiting your virtual showroom online. So in addition to your professional expertise, shoppers will have a heightened sensory experience. They won't just be looking around your showroom, they're going to be living it with enhanced technologies such as holographic displays and virtual reality. Do you remember, not that many years ago, when color laser copies were only for really big companies? Well, now fasten your seatbelts, because here comes the first wave of economical 3D printing.
So you've heard about MakerBot 3D printers, but you don't know what they are. Let me give you the lowdown and tell you how they work. The MakerBot creation process begins with a digital design. You can either create that digital design in a 3D modeling program, or you can download one of thousands of objects from thingiverse.com. Open up Replicator G and load in your file, and the machine jumps into life and starts making your object one layer at a time. It starts by taking the plastic that's spooled in the back and pulling it through these tubes. The extruder heats it up and squishes it through a very teeny tiny hole, and it draws with that.
Imagine printing a sample faucet on demand in your showroom or at a client's home. Pretty amazing, right? In addition to changing how showrooms look, feel, and operate, technology will also fundamentally change the design process. One example is augmented reality. A close cousin to virtual reality, augmented reality overlays computer graphics onto real-world images. And here's how it works. After a designer creates a space, a client will put on special glasses and literally walk through the room as if it's already built. Think it will never catch on? Then you probably missed Google's announcement of their prototype augmented reality glasses earlier this year. Now, what augmented reality does for vision, haptic technology does for touch. This tactile feedback process gives objects a real lifelike feel. Imagine one day in the future when your clients can realistically and virtually experience their new kitchens and bathrooms as haptic technology and augmented reality are married together. But we don't have to wait for the future. We can enhance our showroom experience right now. Let's start with the Apple iPad. Thanks to its vivid screen, its memory, its speed, This technological marvel is replacing static photographs, cell sheets, and other tools as it animates presentations. Imagine the trust you can build by handing a specially programmed iPad to consumers as they walk in your front door. Today, showrooms can utilize touchscreen kiosk and video displays to offer customers a comprehensive shopping experience that organizes design ideas, web reviews, and other product information. By combining information and instant gratification, you'll engage your consumers and close more sales. And as always, content is king. Fortunately, our industry has exceptional content, and groups such as DPHA and Forte are leading the way with next-generation tools. Showroom and Direct Source are two great examples of how technology can simplify showroom management and sales. Showroom Source seamlessly digitizes and continually updates catalogs. In addition to offering consumers and designers a more interactive experience, this also reduces our industry's carbon footprint. A trade-only service called Total is another example of how technology can enhance your business today. Total is the place for design professionals to quickly and easily access more than 900 manufacturers and their growing array of over 300,000 products. That's a lot of stuff. While futuristic design tools like augmented reality and haptic technology are still several years off, innovative companies from around the world, including ATS from Toronto, YFCAD from China, and 2020 Technologies from Montreal, are literally bringing spaces to life right now. Though as we heard from Candace yesterday, she and others still love pen and paper. But as companies like ATS are making design so much fun, I think you'll soon love technology too. Let's take a quick look at the magic they're making for commercial and residential design now.
Imagine providing the design community with the ability to create, complete, fully customized and accurate specifications visually. By providing the community with a tool, giving any designer the ability to populate and render a room on demand, seeing their color palettes, fixtures, fittings, and product selection decisions instantly come to life, all for free. Based in engineering, with only code-applicable products being available, the VSB platform ensures complete product coordination. Then providing the designer with any output format required for their project, detailed specifications, product brochures, combined 3D bin families, ATS's VSB truly integrates product selection, visual coordination, and specification detailing, all in one platform. ATS's Visual Spec Builder, the future of specifications.
ATS software assists designers with the preparation of plumbing specifications using Rivet packages and BIM files. And besides saving time and money, their visual spec building system integrates products from many different manufacturers in 3D drawings and provides multiple output formats, including spec sheets and bid packages. We think that's going to be a huge help for designers and mechanical engineers. 3D will also change how consumers and designers interact. 2020's Ideal Spaces, their futuristic design and marketing tool, engages clients as it gets them more involved in the design process, starting with uploading photos from their home, often from a tool like an iPad. And their innovative social media capabilities add excitement as they enable consumers to share their dreams in real time. Here's how it works. Makes me want to renovate my home again. Well, almost. In addition to more closely linking consumers and designers, technology is also making it easier for consumers to share their designs and their ideas with their friends and families. With a mission to connect people through things they find interesting, Pinterest is a photo sharing website that allows people to create and manage theme-based collections. What a great place for people to be inspired as they share their designs. How valuable are some of these new technologies? Well, Facebook just paid $1 billion. Reminds me of the Mike Myers movie, $1 billion for Instagram, an 18-month-old startup that also offers photo sharing services. Not bad. With these representing just two of the many sites where people devour unlimited content about products and brands, it's easy to understand why we're all now called digital omnivores.
The trends in our data for 2012 and beyond show that we're entering a new digital era, an era where people are connecting with content, with brands, through multiple screens, through their PC, through their television, their smartphone, and their media tablet. We call this the rise of the digital omnivore. It's a trend that impacts all parts of the ecosystem, whether it's mobile operators, device manufacturers, brands, advertisers, media companies, publishers, developers. It's a confusing and dynamic and really exciting time to be engaged in digital.
Digital omnivores, what a captivating phrase. Some of the latest technologies feeding our digital omnivore appetite are also allowing us to research our road bike with our morning coffee, Instagram your BFF, a photo of your new girlfriend, and check your fridge from the grocery aisle. The point is, a technology-infused lifestyle is no longer aspirational. It's life. Think of yourself as a consumer. You're accustomed to instant gratification. You want what you want, how, where, and when you want it. Sounds like my kids. Face it, we're all typical consumers. And like us, our customers utilize technology to learn about home products, just as we do about music, books, and travel. Information is so transparent and so readily available that in a matter of seconds, a consumer can research anything, and they'll keep searching until they find exactly what they want. While retailers have traditionally seen online and physical stores as competing businesses, customers aren't thinking that hard about which channel is serving them. They just care about convenience and perceived value. Hence, a key question for our industry will be, how do you communicate your perceived value while seamlessly blending the physical and digital worlds? To begin to answer this question, we talked to many of your peers, and here are some of the things they had to say about technology and the internet.
We realize that we're behind as customers arrive in showrooms, well-informed thanks to the internet. They know exactly what they're looking for.
Technology creates a need for us to be more flexible, and clients expect things faster, in real time.
We have to embrace technology because our customers have made it part of their everyday lives.
But before we can successfully embrace technology, we should understand what's changed. Based on an extension of classic marketing principles, Google recently published a book that helps companies appreciate how the internet is fundamentally changing the purchasing process. Let's listen to what the book's author and some other industry leaders have to say about winning at the zero moment of truth.
Zero moment of truth is that moment that increasingly is growing in importance that gets in between your stimulus and your point of sale.
Today, the #1 spot where shoppers begin their journey is search. 70% of all transactions, we're seeing some sort of pre-shopping take place, even if it's for items that cost $1 or less.
Buying behavior has changed. In almost every category, consumers have many more choices than they've ever had before.
We used to have a website and felt like we were present. Now it's so important to create platforms where you can engage your consumers.
Have you been in a store and seen a buyer with a smartphone taking a picture of a product to learn more about that product, to read read a rating or a review while standing in the aisle. These are all zero moments of truth.
As we've connected people at the zero moment of truth, we are seeing people sign up and want to know more and be part of movements and communities.
If we hadn't embraced ZMOT, we would not exist today as a business.
And that's the fundamental shift I think a brand needs to make, to show up at the right moment in front of the right person with the right message.
From home goods to Band-Aids, a staggering number of consumers are making buying decisions based on the research they first do on the internet. And along with swapping opinions with friends on social media, they're using online searches, star ratings, ads, news stories, videos, brand websites, and a lot more to learn everything they want to know. It's become second nature to them. For designers and showrooms, this zero moment of truth represents a unique opportunity to reach out and to touch consumers while they're in the act of gathering information. You just need to be present where and when the consumer will be looking for your kind of product and customer-focused services. But again, this will require a fundamental shift in how we all do business. Speaking of which, remember when I first was multitasking and stepped up to the podium? I was working online to get more information about an upcoming car purchase. A few years ago, we would have gone from dealer to dealer, maybe picked up a Consumer Reports magazine. But today, my zero moment of truth occurred online, right here. And my wife and I will enter the dealership fully informed and ready to buy, thanks to the internet. All this talk about zero moments of truth brings me to the elephant in the room. In our focus groups and K&B industry surveys, no issue engendered as much passion or concern. Good or bad, there's no question that the internet is having a tremendous impact on our industry and will for a long time. Now let's try to get the pulse of this room a little bit by sharing your thoughts. First, if you can help me with a quick survey. Raise your hand if you think the impact of the internet on your business will be mostly negative. I'm trying to see in these lights. Only a few. Now show your hand if you think the impact will be mostly positive. Great. I've got a very cooperative, helpful audience. We're thinking the same way. Now raise your hand if your business currently does not have a comprehensive internet strategy. It's hard to see, but it looks about a third of the room does not have a strategy. And finally, I'd like to know what % of faucets do you think are bought online? Please raise your hand if you think the number's around 60%. Raise your hand if you think the number's around 40%. And hold them high so your neighbors can see. Raise your hand if you think the number's around 20%, plus or minus. So it's hard to see up here with the lights, but it looks like about 3/4 of the room thinks the number is around 20%. Actually, based upon all the research and industry surveys we've seen, only 6% of faucets are purchased online. That's right, only 6%. In fact, e-commerce only accounts for 5% of our nation's overall retail sales. To date, the primary positive impact of the internet on the kitchen and bath industry has been putting information at everyone's fingertips, making it ubiquitous. And the principal negative effect has been on pricing pressure on showrooms. It's actually the pricing pressure that's a bigger factor than the lost sales. So you're probably now thinking, considering how many people get information online, how come they're not buying more faucets online? The answer comes down to a real simple fact of life. We're all human. In his book, Physics of the Future, a really smart guy, quantum physicist Michio Kaku, talks about what he calls the caveman principle. We are all biologically wired to prefer face-to-face communications. He believes there's an ongoing competition between high-tech and high-touch. That is, sitting watching TV versus getting up and interacting with the world around us. In this competition, we want both. That's why in the age of cyberspace, we still enjoy live concerts and tourism. And why consumers research online and then walk into a showroom to touch products in person. Now, if all this is true, then it's safe to say that no matter how advanced our technology gets, one-on-one communications will never become extinct. In fact, rather than technology separating us from our humanity, it will most likely help us rediscover it. And just like when big boxes came onto the scene, the internet won't take over. It will just change the way we do things. No, the internet's not the end of the world. We think it's the beginning of a new world filled with many new but different opportunities. So what does this mean for the industry now? Simply put, if we want to grow our businesses and prosper again, we must be willing to adapt and change. And that begs the question, how can we ride the internet to grow our business? The key, and I love this picture, the key is to find out ways to get out there and to introduce your business and your value to people online, both those who might already be planning to visit your showroom and those who've never heard of you. Now, some of you are probably thinking many things to yourself. You might be saying,
Michael, you don't understand the challenges we face.
We already have a website.
What more can we do?
This technology stuff is fun, isn't it? Thanks for asking. For you see, you're not alone. As a manufacturer, we also understand. We understand firsthand how the internet is affecting business. So whether you work in a showroom, you're a designer, you're a wholesaler, we're all facing the same questions and challenges. And that's why Dan sought out a way to take the internet, which is generally perceived as a weakness, and turn it into a strength for our industry. Toward this end, we established an overarching goal that's consistent with our belief system of helping people feel better about their homes, their lives, and themselves. This goal is to strengthen showrooms, wholesalers, and the rest of the industry by leveraging the internet. It won't be easy, it won't happen overnight, but if we do it together, we firmly believe that we can change the way business is done, and it's going to help all of us prosper. To discover ways to achieve our goal, we interviewed industry luminaries, including Hank Darlington, Peter Shore, who's here with us today, members of our NKBA Board of Directors, and chapter leaders. We hosted 5 focus group sessions, and we surveyed over 500 K&B professionals. And after our listening and thoughtful discussions with all of you, we developed a vision. We call it See, Change, Connect, a vision of connectivity for the kitchen and bath industry. And here's what it means. We want to clearly see the world as it exists today. We want to change our current state in which each industry segment operates in its own underutilized silo, and consumers are often underserved. And we want to create a future rich with connections throughout the supply chain. In short, we think our vision of connectivity will mean more sales and more profits for everyone. The ultimate objective is to create win-win relationships between all the industry players, including e-commerce sites. You heard right. We believe that there are real opportunities for showrooms, designers, and wholesalers to form mutually advantageous commercial relationships with e-commerce retailers. And based on conversations with several of the leading e-tailers, we're confident that they'll agree. Further, because we believe our vision can have meaningful implications for everyone in this room, including other brands, we see the NKBA assuming a natural leadership role in its development and execution. Not surprisingly, Connect the Industry was selected at the annual planning meeting as an NKBA strategic goal starting in 2013. Though still a work in progress, our vision of connectivity is based on 3 basic truths about today's market. First, the internet is phenomenal at generating traffic, but it's lousy at closing sales. Many K&B internet sites have millions of visitors each month because consumers love how easy it is to find information. But for those sites that sell products, the average closure rate is less than 2%. Showrooms and designers are great at closing sales, but they're lousy at generating traffic. Many showrooms close 50 to 70% of their opportunities because consumers love designers' great ideas and confidence. But traffic is light, and on average, only 22 people visit a showroom each month. But combine these two truths with the high-touch, caveman principle, and it's easy to understand why most home improvement shoppers research online but end up making purchases locally. If only we could make meaningful connections between the internet and showrooms, sort of like combining chocolate and peanut butter, like in my favorite snack. That way, we could turn these weaknesses into strengths. We could drive more traffic to showrooms and generate more sales overall. But our vision extends beyond designers and showrooms because we believe that there'll be opportunities for plumbers, for builders, wholesalers, and remodelers as well. The more complex the project, the more showrooms and designers add value to the process. Or another way of putting it, everything you do every day helps people feel better about their homes, their lives, and themselves. Sound familiar? This graphic shows how consumers are more likely to turn to a trusted professional when selecting several items or designing an entire kitchen or bathroom. The more difficult the project, the lower their confidence and the greater their need for guidance from K&B professionals like you. The implication is obvious. While consumers research online, they're less likely to purchase through an e-commerce site if their project is complicated. So now the challenge is, what's the best way to get online eyeballs the help they need? We believe the best way is a strategy that benefits you, the consumer, and e-tailers. And we think this is really exciting stuff. I think you're going to like it. To eventually put our vision of connectivity into action, we've been developing what we call our portal to prosperity. We love to come up with names for things, that way we can remember them. A collection of specific technology and marketing-based initiatives that will help bring this vision to life. Every initiative is designed to enable participants like you to link with other players in the channel as a way to grow sales and profits. And we sincerely mean it when we say we're working on programs to benefit everyone, to benefit designers and specifiers, showrooms, plumbers, builders, and remodelers, plumbing wholesalers, and of course, consumers. Some of these concepts are available currently. Others will be ready for our business partners to use later this year. Today I want to talk just about 3 of these dynamic concepts. Like the fan cam at a sporting event, and everybody loves it when they've got their 2 minutes of fame when they've got the camera on them. The first concept is a designer showcase. And the goal is to enable designers to display their great work while generating meaningful leads. This also builds traffic for showrooms and links them to designers, manufacturers, and other internet sites. For example, Dan's will be launching a new website this summer that will connect registered designers and showrooms to consumers in their market area. We also plan to offer other tools that will help Dan's registered showrooms showcase their designers on their own websites. And for even greater exposure, we'll offer designers and showrooms outbound marketing opportunities and link them to third-party sites, such as a relatively new website called house.com. Think about showrooms helping designers reach more consumers and brands bringing you leads. Now that's the vision of connectivity in action. House is another incredible way the internet can offer designers and showrooms opportunities to showcase their work and interact with consumers. It features the internet's largest database of design and decorating ideas, including 400,000 high-quality photos, thousands of articles by design experts, product recommendations, and social media tools. Let's listen to how they tell how it works.
House is a technology that brings together homeowners and remodeling and design professionals using visual, local, mobile, and social tools. House has more than 400,000 images from kitchen and bath designers, architects, interior designers, builders, and other pros who have uploaded their portfolios. When homeowners see a room they love, they can save it to an online idea book. You can sort photos by room or design style. There are more than 65,000 kitchen photos alone. Professionals can display their current portfolios and educate people about their work. It's free and easy to create a profile on Houzz.
As part of the Houzz community, designers engage with other designers and consumers in discussions while gaining invaluable exposure by posting projects online. They can also link to their own websites and to those of their showrooms. Houzz has new business potential written all over it. That's because when someone likes a room designed by a local Houzz designer, Houzz directs that person to that professional. And by the green tags hanging from pictured products on screen, information is displayed like how much the product cost and at which showroom can it be bought. I encourage all of you to check out their riveting website and iPad app. Another initiative is customer engagement. When it comes to world-class customer service, most people think of Lexus and Nordstrom. Why? Because they got it right. They've developed long-lasting and important relationships through genuine engagement. We believe that the internet offers our industry the same kind of rewarding opportunity. Earlier, we presented the Zero Moment of Truth, which encourages you to engage consumers at the start of their shopping journey. One way to begin and to maintain this conversation is by using some co-branded tools that we're developing. These tools will offer our business partners targeted engagement programs. And I want to tell you about one company that's already perfectly positioned for these programs. Wilkinson Supply, a high-end showroom operator and wholesaler in North Carolina, is on the right track for customer engagement by the way they train employees with 9 pages of customer commitment guidelines. This includes every showroom visitor receiving a handwritten thank you note. Just think how their team will get even closer to customers as they leverage the internet and thoughtfully engage consumers using digital tools. By using videos, blogs, surveys, and other marketing communications, many in conjunction with their suppliers and designers, this has new business potential written all over it for Wilkinson's. The opportunity will be unlimited. Can you imagine the opportunities for them or for you? Here's another business that's already doing it right. As Fort Lauderdale's venue of choice for charities, community groups, and local artists, the Feinberg family's Allied Kitchen and Bath is busier in the evenings than most wedding halls in August. Allied utilizes Facebook, their websites, and the internet to engage and to interact with the local community. And in spite of a decimated Florida housing market, they've enjoyed record traffic and business over each of the past 3 years and believe that customer engagement is the key. Another invaluable concept in our portal to prosperity is called white label e-commerce. As business channels converge, we believe the winners in the future will be those companies who offer consumers an exceptional shopping experience. And this includes enabling them to seamlessly research and to shop where, when, and how they choose. And based on the caveman theory, we think being local will be central to that experience. But as a consumer yourself, I bet you already know that. And no, we're not suggesting that you go out and hire 20 programmers and start a new internet business. We're just recommending that showrooms and stocking wholesalers partner with other industry players, including some e-tailers and other third-party service providers, to offer state-of-the-art e-commerce capable websites. And while some of you will choose to only offer information, others may want full e-commerce capable sites. It's all good, as is a designer's version that will enable product selection, 3D room design, and ordering through showrooms and plumbing wholesalers. Now let's take a quick look at how one innovative company is bringing e-commerce to showrooms and wholesalers as we speak.
MyPlumbingShowroom.com is a sales, marketing, and technology service specifically designed to help local plumbing showrooms become multi-channel businesses. MyPlumbingShowroom.com provides a turnkey, affordable, and easy-to-use professional online presence that matches the experience normally reserved for online e-tailers. MyPlumbingShowroom.com also optionally offers robust e-commerce capabilities that broadens plumbing retailers' ability to complete sales beyond the limitations of a physical showroom, allowing customers to shop their way, anytime, any place. Accurate inventory feeds directly from participating manufacturers ensure you can close the sale and provide store associates instant access to important product and vendor information, all in one easy-to-use format. When your business's online strategy is powered by MyPlumbingShowroom.com, you'll have a robust online catalog and functionality as good or better than many leading online merchants. And with site features such as wish lists, product comparisons, and more, your business can provide customers with a superior shopping experience. Feature-rich technology combined with deep-rooted plumbing industry expertise makes Bravo Business Media and MyPlumbingShowroom.com the perfect business solution partner for forward-thinking, independent plumbing showrooms.
A white label e-commerce site can integrate your physical showroom with the endless aisle of the internet. It can also provide sales generating tools and further connect the channel as it enables plumbing wholesalers to electronically and seamlessly fill orders for showrooms. Yes, the portal to prosperity has a lot of exciting and powerful concepts, and they're all geared to one common goal: to help designers, showrooms, plumbing wholesalers connect better with each other as they leverage the power of the internet for growth and prosperity. Now, this brings me back full circle to a question I asked earlier about whether the internet is a positive or negative force. If you're like us at Globe Union and Dan's, you're now thinking that there are a lot more exciting opportunities out there than you ever realized, and you can't wait to get started. So in closing, I'm delighted to say that if we leverage the power of technology and the internet, the future of the kitchen and bath industry will be very, very bright. And yes, it's in our hands to connect with more people and to build more business. All we have to do is link up and work together. Care to join us? Yes? Interested? Because while I got to stand up here and speak to you today, we all get to do this together. And we want to encourage you to start with us. You can start right now and join the conversation about the future of our industry by participating in a new blog that we're going to host. Along with posting details about most of the concepts and technologies I presented today, the blog is going to be a great place for you to contribute your ideas and for us to debate the best way to help build our industry going forward. Consumers need our help. Consumers want the expertise that we have. We just have to be inspired to run the extra mile to connect with them.
You're so far away.
You're so far away.
Ain't got too much pride.
Want you back by my side.
Well, baby, I want that too.
Baby, I would run to you.
I would run to you.
And I would run to you.
First time you talked to me,
I knew we were meant to be.
when we finally embraced,
Baby, I can't keep this pace.
I love you, there I said it.
I think I'm gonna need a medic.
Fill the hall with flower petals.
Why does my mouth taste like metal?
Maybe I might die without you.
Baby, I might die.
Love makes everything serene.
Give me all your morphine!
Baby, I know we said we'd run across the country to be together, but I thought we were being symbolic. Why can't we fly and meet somewhere in the middle? Like Kansas City. It's the Paris of the plains!
I love you so much that I would run to you.
You would run to me? You would run to me.
Baby, I love you so much that I would run to you. I would run to you.
Consumers are eager for our help. Let's reach out and connect. Have a wonderful show. We hope to see you on the show floor, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our thoughts on connecting the industry. Thank you.